wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about today. Um, I just knew I did, so. Um, I was debating between side effects, dealing with side effects, what side effects are worth it. The other option was what my schedule is and if it would help you in any way. But I actually have questions to go with that. And I already got into that a little bit not too long ago, so I'm gonna I think I'll go with side effects, common side effects. If you can hear stuff banging around, that's my dog. Hey! He's stealing boxes out of something, and he has a box he's not supposed to have. Okay. He's the messiest dog I have ever known. He likes to tear cardboard up, and he'll take it from anywhere, off shelves and stuff, so you have to be careful. He's 15. And he's still pretty spry. Um, he's not my service dog. That's Finn. Um, anyway, yeah, I'll go with side effects, and there are two. There's one that I have mentioned in when I talked about body image, and that is weight gain. Some people with some medications do have weight loss. I think with the uh, SSRIs and stuff, um, which like I remember Prozac um, making my stomach feel really tight, and it did, but I couldn't stay on it. Um, so I had an enormous weight gain when I was on Remeron, and they don't seem to use that much anymore, except for sleep and um, I know they use it sometimes with people who have poor appetites because of exactly what it does. I was also on Cyprexa, which is a big weight gain drug, and it's not like you have cravings, and it's not like part of it is if you are depressed, your activity level's low. But the biggest thing is that it triggers something in your brain, something primal that that says you must eat sugary bready things now. You know, um, high fat. It's like it's not a craving. It's like you must do it. There's you can't fight it. Um, it's I refuse to take anything that makes me feel that way. I lost all that weight, and then I lost too much, and I got too thin, and then as I and then I stopped because I started to get into the weight loss and got a little addicted to it, and it made me feel good that I did things on purpose. I guess you could say I had a brief, well, a year or two. I guess you could say I had a little bit of an eating issue. Um, but I mean, it felt really good to wear cute little clothes and stuff. But I I couldn't maintain that, especially when I started working, because I was working, and that meant I needed glucose in my brain to function and make decisions. And I was more physically active, and so I was very, very hungry. And so I thought, well, I'm really active, so it's okay for me to eat. And very slowly, I gained and then went over and gained too much. And recently, I did hit a number where I'm like, if I gain any more to get to this one number, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It really, I feel I feel abnormal in my body. I blame psychiatric medications um, for it. I was a very petite person. I felt normal. I wasn't skinny, but I was a healthy, short weight, like short person weight. And um, before those medications, and then yeah, it's like really fast gained that weight, and it. I feel like when I feel my clothing on my body, especially when I'm in a mixed episode, I seem to be really um, particular uncomfortable with my clothes. Um, when I see my reflection or a picture of me, I don't recognize it as me. I don't, it doesn't register that that is me, and I'm always shocked. So, um, it, so it's very frustrating. Um, and it's that is just something I struggle with a lot because I'll start to want those old behaviors um, to lose weight, and then but I'm still healthy enough brain wise that you know um, I want to be brain healthy. So um, and you can't not eat and be brain healthy. I just have to decide on choices. What choices I can make those. I'm not on anything that makes me feel like I need to eat a certain food or food group. Um, I do what most people do. I rationalize or barter, like with myself. Well, if I eat this tomorrow and the next day, I'm going to eat healthy all day. Stuff that I think a lot of people, that's pretty normal to think those ways. And also, I think I would have more trouble um, making healthy decisions if I didn't live with my mom, because I lived with her when I got really skinny and like unhealthy. I was sick all the time, um, and if she saw me losing like too much or too fast or started getting obsessed like I was with exercise and stuff, then she may bring it up and it would be awkward. So I feel a little trapped, but it's probably a good thing. Um, Another side effect that is apparent while I'm here talking to you guys. Oh wait, back to weight gain. I do take lithobid. Um, we tried to increase it. My blood levels said I was within the normal, but we were trying to get a hold on those mixed episodes I was having, and we increased it, and I like got all puffy. My whole body, but especially my feet and my hands, just swelled up, and so we went back to what I was at. So that can cause some water weight gain if I don't drink enough water. Um, if I do something to make the lithium level in my blood go too high. Um, then dry mouth is, but some of that is anxiety, like nervousness talking, even though right now I'm talking to a camera recording. I know people are going to watch it, but um, it's probably a good part of it medication. And so I drink a lot of water, and um, especially when I'm talking. Okay, sorry. Um, Dry mouth. So um, I have used biotin in the past, and it does help. The mouthwash, especially. The toothpaste is okay, but it it's not as quite as expensive as or hard to find as it once was. But I didn't know until it happened that um, dry mouth can mess with your gums in your teeth because they get dry, and I actually had gingivitis from dry mouth and then got that fixed. But the dry, your gums will pull away from your teeth, and then your teeth, where you don't have enamel down below, can be exposed. And so you need to keep your mouth moist. And you can't use candy because any kind of candy. So the best thing is water, and there's only one kind of water I like to drink, one brand. I'm really picky about water. Um, but I drink it. I drink enough, um, as long as it's that brand. Otherwise, I get kind of lax. You're not supposed to drink caffeine, but I have to drink. I drink one coffee in the morning, and I do drink a Diet Coke later in the day. At dinner time, I try not to drink caffeine after 5ish, so it won't mess with my sleep. Um, and I I had a I don't remember if it was the orthodontist or just the dentist or who it was, say that um, some of my medication could be causing the grinding that I do of my teeth at night, especially. But I'm not saying that they can't, but I don't think that was the case for me because remember waking up grinding my teeth in my early 20s. when I started my first nursing job when I was a nurse. So, um, I have heard that, um, um, wait a second, people that have had braces, like I did, that you actually are altering the natural um, position your jaw should have been in, and it's like your brain or trying to force your jaw back into what you were born to have. Um, I do know that from nursing, some antipsychotics cause teeth grinding. Um, but I think that was the older stuff, the older antipsychotics. Um, and in my case, as I said, maybe it had exacerbated it. Um, but it seems like now more and more people are wearing night guards because they grind their teeth. So I think it's not necessarily a medication I'm taking. Um, oh, gastric reflux, heartburn, and gastric reflux, and I mean reflux at night. Um, in such a way that it comes up and spills down into my um, bronchial tubes and stuff, my airway, and I would wake up in coughing and like choking on it. Um, and it was, it is, I take something for it, very painful, extremely painful. And I do know that all that gastric stuff coming up can mess with the lining of your esophagus and can cause you problems later in life. Um, it when my weight is lower, it was really bad when my weight was high, really high. Um, I have the head of my bed raised, and it's not like you're like a hospital bed where just the head goes like that. That doesn't work. You have to have the entire bed, and it's on these razors that are about this high, and that helped quite a bit. And I can never pronounce it, and the generic is starts with an R. It's like RAB and ends in OLE. And when I take it, I don't have any problems whatsoever. I just take it at bedtime all day. I'm fine, nothing. But if I run out on day 3, I start having heartburn that is just makes my whole day rotten. Um, it's very it's just stop. My computer's doing something. Um, when I was on Prozac briefly, way back when it was that was out, and Zoloft in the 90s and early 2000s, the Prozac gave me unbearable heartburn. I was like, one time I didn't realize how bad it could be, and I didn't have anything to drink, and so I took one and just tried to swallow it as best I could, and oh, that was a bad day. It was a really bad day. Um, it was just miserable, and that's a really common side effect for Prozac. Um, I do take a tiny, tiny dose of Zoloft, which is in the same family, but I don't know if that's what's causing my heartburn and reflux. I'm not really sure. Um, and let's see. I take. I have something else I take medication for. It's called trigeminal neuralgia. And trigeminal, which is three nerves that feed your face, neuralgia, painful nerve. Um, and I had surgery for it, and it's not as bad as before the surgery, but it's bad enough that I take their anti-epileptics, which are often prescribed as mood stabilizers, and I think they make my mouth really dry. Um, Gabapentin and zonisamide. Um, I take those at bedtime. Luckily, I don't have to take any during the day because they're sedating. I um I um I am really sensitive to medications. I often need a lot less than most people to get the right results, or I just don't, or I get like bad side effects. Um, that's why I couldn't take regular lithium when before Lithobid came out. Regular the tremors were just like I couldn't hold a cup. I mean, I was like trying to hold a cup with two hands. My whole body was just it was horrible. And so I do have shaky hands. Sometimes that's blood sugar related. I think that I get blood work done regularly, and I don't have nothing pointing towards diabetes. But there is a time of day I get a little low blood sugar and my hands shake a little bit. But um, I know that I am pretty sure that my Seroquel is causing some movements, and so is the lithium continuous release. Um, my hands tremor so often, especially when I'm trying to do something like write or move paper, because I do those in my TikToks, and sometimes you can see the paper just trembling a little bit. Um, my chin and shakes when I drink. Um, Sometimes in the morning when the medication is still in my system, I'll just like out of the blue be holding like a cup or something and just like my arm will jerk and there goes the cup and I break. So I tend to use cups and glasses, especially in the morning, that are not breakable. Um, I also do it with my mouse, where I'll be like, I have a funny story. I was like, I I'll be like doing something with it, and all of a sudden my hand will just jerk over to the side. And I one time I was on this kind of gory website, and they had stuff other websites off to the side that you could click on, and I was not going there. That was not my interest in being on the site, and my hand did that. It like clenched and jerked, and I so it like flew the mouse the cursor over to the side of the screen and I clicked on something and I was getting like pop up uh, nasty pictures um, for like 3 months. Um, but now I'm not entirely positive it's the medication because as I in a previous video I talked about my real father, my not my real father. I don't mean it that way. My biological father. I have dad 1 and dad 2 now. Dad 2, who is my biological father, he there is a gene disorder in the family that causes hand tremors, and when I was like, they asked their voices, they're losing their voices. It gets very tremulous. Their voices. My biological dad and his sister, and they had asked me if I had any, how my voice was doing, and I'm like, my voice is fine, but my chin, when I drink, my chin kind of, they were like, yep. And the handshaking is also. So I may have, I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to ask him. Um, so there's a good possibility that it's not the medication. And it's supposed to get worse as you get older. Um, I probably could find it if I looked it up. Um, so I don't know if we'd ever know unless I took some test, but it's not like something you can die from. So um, it's not really something you would urgently want to pay a lot of money for to take a test. So it could be my medication or it could be that. Um, what else? I'm trying to think of side effects that other people have that I don't. Um, well, I know that lithium and Seroquel, I mean, all of those drugs are serious drugs. And it's really important to get your lab work done. Gosh, I think I get mine at least, if not every 3 months, every 6 months. But usually it feels like more than I see, unless things are going bad, which they had been, but now I'm okay. And so then I see my psychiatric nurse practitioner at 3 months, every 3 months. Um, but I feel like I get it done at least 3 times a year. And she's looking specifically at liver um, and diabetes. My cholesterol's a little high. That's my diet. I'll take blame for that in age, but not enough for me to take medication. Um, I know that if I know the Zoloft, a lot of people take it in the morning because it can keep you up. But we tend not to take Zoloft. Um, People with bipolar disorder, because it can send you into mania, which when I was misdiagnosed happened. He just kept, stupid psychiatrist, he didn't know what he was doing. He just kept increasing the Zoloft. Oh, he thought I had some sort of OCD thing. is clueless. Um, in my opinion, about 9 out of 10 psychiatrists don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I was trying to think of something, some clever way to put it. Um, but I have seen so many run the gamut. I know right away if one is a keeper or not. Hey, Finny. Um, let's see. I would like to know um, from other people um, what side effects they have that maybe I don't have. I do know that I do now know that Klonopin is not a good choice for me. Um, 'Cause I don't know. It was too much until it was too little. It just didn't work out. Um, Ambien. Oh, Ambien. Don't want to take that. I I couldn't sleep one time, and it'd been a week. I was miserable, and I was prescribed Ambien for a very short, just so many. And I one day went out to my car one morning. I went out to my car and found my bathroom scale in front of my driver's side car door. So at some point during the night, this is when I lived alone. I left my apartment with that scale, set it down. Who knows what else I did while I was outside, and went back in and went to bed. Um, One day I was looking for something in a cabinet, and I found a Tupperware bowl with some hot sauce poured in it. So that was weird, because I don't use hot sauce for much anything. And then, one time, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock. It was just the sun was just coming up. It was very like a purpley kind of color, and I woke myself up because I was standing outside yelling, calling for my dog. And I woke myself up because of the noise I was making. And I'm like looking around going, oh, this is so embarrassing because my dog was inside. I guess I dreamt she was outside, and I went out to get her. I don't know. So that's not a good option for me to take. Um, and some things just don't work for me. The Lamictal, Triliptal, Topamax, those were all things that were tried before Lithobig came out, and Depakote. Depakote is awful. I forgot about Depakote. Depakote made my hair fall out, and then it grew in wavy and thicker, and um, and I got this weird acne on my forehead, which over the years developed into a skin discoloration, and you can see, and it's spreading. It has spread down my face and here a little bit, and a little bit here. And that's something I'm very self-conscious of. And recently I tried parting my hair on the other side, but I felt like a different person and uncomfortable with it that way, so I put it back. and I just see it, and it gets darker every year. It's all of the things, the things that we have to accept. Um, not as just people with bipolar disorder, but just anybody getting older. Um, the things you just have to accept about your body is, is kind of not fair, alarming, and frustrating sometimes. And sometimes I can just be like, whatever. I really don't care what anybody thinks of me. I can say that where I live, because where I live, I'm like, there's not a lot of people like me here. So I don't care what they think. And I'm a little more concerned about the strangers out in YouTube land and TikTok about what they think, because I think I want to belong to a group that has, even if it's not like an actual group of people, but like um, some fashion of a group of people that are similar to me. I don't know. Um, Sometimes I feel like I got stuck emotionally. Did I already say this? That I got stuck as a teenager. That it just flares up every once in a while. It's not a constant. And I don't feel lonely. I just, um, comradery. Yeah, I think that's more like it. Um, and having people or a person to share things with. Um, that can relate. And that's why I kind of wish sometimes this was a a zoomy kind of format, and I wouldn't have to see anybody, and I wouldn't have to say anything. But it's like they would be there rather than just a number at the top, and and just like a blank square with the username. It would just, and like they, I wish people were more interactive, gave their opinions and ideas, and because I do like to discuss and even debate at times. So if I ever talk like I'm disagreeing with you, a lot of times I will, either I'm correcting a misinterpretation, but sometimes I do the devil's advocate, but I do try to say that's what I'm doing. But anyway, um, I am going to stop here, and I've got, let's see, tomorrow, and then Monday is the big day. Oh no. Okay, so I will talk to you then.